Mary or the kid? Both. Our last stop, this burial ground, is such a hotbed for horrifying paranormal activity that I'm not even sure where to begin. There's a wailing ghost of Wharfman, the vampire Maple Bay, the children of the moonlight. What about the Dover ghost? By this point, the tour guide is clearly irritated with this. What about it? Oh, nothing. I just think it would be a crime to come all this way at a cemetery, the actual origin of one of New England's most notorious paranormal entities, and not even mention the infamous Dover ghost. That's not a real thing. That is absolutely not a real thing. I think someone needs to brush up on their paranormal history. I know tons of paranormal history. I know every ghost story in this area. I can guarantee there's one that you don't know. Robert looks over at me and smiles. Would you folks care to hear the tale of how Loomis and I met? No! The entire group shushes the tour guide. Okay, fine. Tell the story. Well, it was a dark and stormy night. I wasn't always a paranormal investigator. Way back when, I was just, moving from town to town, always looking for my next mark. It wasn't an easy life, but I had fun, taking from the rich, giving to the poor. Actually, also taking from the poor. I had a shaky moral foundation. I happened upon the quiet town of Maple Bay quite by accident, but little did I know that this city was a dark side. Now, about the same time, I was just starting out as an apprentice to a rather famous ghost hunter who was an old family friend of mine. I carried the equipment, operated the EVP machine and all that. Wait. Yes. Who was the famous ghost hunter? Well, I don't like to name drop, but Georgia Mathers. The tour group gasps. Georgia Mathers? She's a legend! You know her? Knew her. Amazing woman. Died mysteriously. Miss you, Georgie. Anyway, we were in Maple Bay investigating some reports of strange lights and sounds coming from a cemetery late at night. Now, we had been warned by the old crypt keeper that this place was highly dangerous. But Georgia was never one to shy away from an adventure. We camped out in the center of the cemetery for 3 nights straight. We endured your so-called wailing watchmen. Wailing ghost of the wharfmen. Whatever. Your stupid vampire was just a teenager in a mask. But the Dover ghost, man. Tell him, Loomis. So there I was. Just back to my hotel after a long day of classic pigeon drop scam. Putting out feelers for a rip deal. I was going to steal a baby, probably. Would have made me rich. Found myself walking past this very cemetery. Now, I was a very superstitious man. Something seemed off. I could hear some sort of commotion happening deep in the graveyard, and I felt compelled to investigate. And thank God you did. Georgia and I were conducting a seance in the mausoleum. At first, things were pretty normal, but after about an hour, everything went south. Playing back the EVP meter, we were able to hear a single word. Run. The air suddenly went cold. Something was very, very wrong. I just knew we weren't alone. We started to hear this faint, disturbing scraping noise, like something being dragged across the ground. And it got louder and louder until it was deafening. Some kind of demented howl. And then I felt it. Something, grabbing my ankle. Robert has the whole crowd hook, liner, sinker. You can hear pin drop. I've only cried twice in my life. Once is at the birth of my daughter. The other was when that thing started dragging me. I wasn't sure where it was taking me, but knew it was no place I wanted to go. I was sure I was going to die. The moment I crossed the gate into the cemetery, I hear this god-awful screeching. I ran to the mausoleum just in time to see a man being pulled across the floor. By God, to this day, the mere thought of it ties my stomach into knots. As I glanced at Robert. Like someone who didn't know what a man was supposed to look like tried to put one together. The arms were too long. Its eyes glowed red. It was like a walking shadow. What I do? What any good person would do. I lunged for. Shoot, what was his fake name again? David. Daniel. Right. He grabbed his hand and entered the tug of war to holiest forces. I thought I was going to be torn in half. But I had God on my side. The pocket Bible I was always kept on me fell out of my shirt. And to this day, I can remember what passage it opened up to. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of his prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. No idea where Robert pulled that verse from. With a horrifying growl, the entity finally relented. Daniel and I collapsed onto the ground, exhausted. We were both covered in blood. That damn creature clawed into my chest. Got me real good. Had to get 16 stitches. Robert pulls down the collar of his shirt to reveal a long, wicked scar across his pecs. And that's how I got this scar. I followed Georgia Mathers to the ends of the earth. We faced exorcisms, demons, poltergeists that threw our equipment across the room. But I had never seen Georgia so scared. She was never the same after that. And neither was I. Watching what happened to Daniel and Georgia shook my faith. But I came out of that experience a better man and a better friend. We've been brothers ever since. Tour group gives us a round of applause as Robert and I share an emotional hug. As he embraces me, I can smell cologne on his neck. Wow, Robert does clean up good. I find myself lingering a little too long on the hug. Thank you. It's an honor to be able to share our story. Be sure to watch out for our book. Robert has to suppress a laugh at that one. All right. Even I can see the holes in that story. Please leave. Way to go, Zach. Roberts looks away to the tour guide as I fall in respectable distance. We almost had him. Almost. I think you might have overdone it in some portions of the story. Yeah. We arrived in front of Robert's house. Well, see you later. Robert hastily walks up the steps after giving me a courtesy nod. Disappears in the house without looking back. Fuck! Motherfucker! The one date! God fucking damn it! I was so good and I fucked it up! Motherfucker! It's fine. I think I can still recover this. I'm sorry, Robert. I fucked up. Phew, I think I have everything finally set up. Man, it should be here any minute now. I think it's a car in the driveway. Okay, gotta act natural. Be cool, Zach, be cool. Amanda walks to the door, a suspicious look on her face. Hey, Dad. Off to a good start. Something fishy? Rats. I had a crab cake sandwich for lunch. That's probably it. You're allergic to shellfish. Oh no. I forgot. Again, Dad. Oh gosh, I'm going to be sick. What have I done? I'm kidding. You're right. I have a little surprise for you. Yeah, I can tell. You're bad at lying. Amanda, my dear, would you care to join me in the kitchen? Father, it would fill my heart with glee. It's nothing special, but I wanted to give you a little something. You graduated high school last week. I know you told me not to make a big deal about it, but... Oh, Dad, you... dramatically whip the cloth off the table, then his jaw drops. No way! Figure you probably won't be able to get cable in the dorm room, so I thought it might be nice to take a piece of home with you. A DVD box set of long-haul paranormal ice road ghost truckers. This is all 19 seasons! And bonus material, including documentary with the actual ghosts featured on the show. Dad, I love this. Thank you. Gives me a big hug. I'm glad you like it. Hey, you want to hang out with me in the backyard for a bit? Toss the old pigskin or whatever? Totally. Follow Matt to the back door. What? You told me not to make a big deal, but you seem to have forgotten that my entire mission in life is to make a big deal out of your accomplishments. So consider this your graduation party. Surprise! Dad, everyone's here. Well, yeah, everyone wanted to come to support you. Is that a mac and cheese bar? Sure is, fully customizable, down to the type of mac. There's an ice cream cake, the kind of good crunches in the middle. I don't know what to say. Don't say anything. Just go have fun with your pals, alright? I'm so proud of you, Amanda. Amanda smiles and runs to her friends. I should make the rounds and make everyone's have a good time. But first, mac and cheese.